conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online.
Mm-hmm.
How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, you know, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party? That third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or do you want us not? I said no.
This fake guru went on the Breakfast Club and got exposed recently, and it was bad. Now people are making it a trend to actually call the fake guru out and how they lied about their certifications and just a whole plethora of stuff. It's quite hilarious.
Let me tell you, porch monkey, something. You darkies, you'll never understand, because as a psychology expert with licensure, but I don't have the licensure because you only need that to diagnose. And I went to the university, and then I was applying to be a professor at the law school as a PhD holder, my doctoral. Now, as I was getting my doctoral, I came back around. I didn't have the transcripts, the dissertation. And then at that time, I said therapy. And see, what you don't understand is you don't have to have licensure as a therapist for diagnoses, because I'm a life coach. And as a psychology expert, what some people are never going to understand about me is when I came back to do that doctoral and the doctoral of it all, the summation at the end of the day, they're going to never understand.
Okay, I'm going to explain this one time and one time only, never again. I'm a doctor because I say I am. I'm going to break it down for you because I know there's a lot of people in your community that don't quite comprehend the things that I'm speaking. I am psychologizing a lot of people with my knowledge and my knowledge alone. The reason I don't work within a licensure is because it would require me to diagnose you with bipolar schizophrenia. Do you want bipolar schizophrenia? That's what I thought. I was a part of a doctorology program. I completed the program, and then the school burnt down. Okay.
Now that's funny. That's quite hilarious. I gotta call a spade a spade. Now you would think while all of this is going on and they're getting all this bad attention, they would chill out. Take it easy. Maybe not put themselves out there as much. Wrong. They did another interview and they got exposed even more. Like, why? Why do you want to keep doing this to yourself? Keep doing it. I want you to keep getting exposed as much as possible. It's amazing.
Motivator for many people. And oftentimes when you have that role, that moniker, you're the strong friend.
Yeah.
So I got to check in on strong friends.
On,
I want to check in with you because you've gone viral recently. People questioning your credentials, whether you should even be giving advice that you're giving. How are you doing, particularly within the last few days?
Thank you for asking that. I love that. I'm actually doing really good. I don't know a person who has received this amount of free marketing. It couldn't have happened in a better time for my book that just, launched a couple of days ago. And within 24 hours, we made the bestsellers list, not only for print, but for the ebook. And so that's very exciting. Also, I know a couple of things. There's promises that God has for us. He says that all, not some, all things are working for your good. He also says that not to get weary in well doing. And he says that I give you much territory and your job is to possess it. And my job as God is to protect it. I protect what I give you. And so when territory is expanded, God says that the cross gets heavier. And if you cannot carry a heavy cross for the expansion of the territory I gave you, then guess what? Maybe you're not ready, because to whom much is given, much is required. And so it's important for people who are in service in leadership positions to not personalize, right? When you have folks who come in and attempt to crucify what you have going on, because your job is to not get weary in your service. And I'll land on this. My obedience is to God.
That's nasty. That's super nasty. Like, why even go on there and just throw God into the mix? You think people are going to stop paying attention to all your horrible explanations for why you don't have the things that you're supposed to have and why you've been claiming to be something that you're not? She is a fraud. And she thought that the interviewer was going to ride with her. I don't know what reason. I don't know why she thought that she was going to just get the go ahead to keep on scamming out here. But it didn't go how she thought it was going to go.
People. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his, his word, my sheep will know my voice, even the sheep in wolf clothing. That is not my battle.
Well,
that's
the
his.
questions that are out there, why not provide the proof of your degree? Why not?
Well, a couple of things, right? I have multiple degrees. And my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles. It's in how effective I've been. All of my sessions have been live for the most part. My sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see. Right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live. And they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it. They can't validate me. I validated myself. They deemed it as my work being effective. I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my lane. And I'll land on this. I created my own lane. And so a lot of times, Marissa, when people see that you created something that maybe they couldn't, admiration turns into envy. And you got to be okay. And you got to be okay with that in that
as an
space.
attack. But I think, and I've gotten this question from many viewers, and I owe it to them.
You do.
Service to
Absolutely.
them. Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth the doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. Yeah.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Baby, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
And that's where, and you're standing by that.
Standing by it. Yeah, right. Because I earned it. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. I know you're going to hang around and
I want to thank you for asking the hard questions.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm a journalist with 2 degrees at the end of the day.
Many?
And so I had 2.
Come on. Girl.
Yes. Northwestern and Emory University. So I had to make sure I display that.
She was just saying a whole bunch of nothing. Wow. Put God into the mix. That don't work. Just start saying, I don't have to explain it because I've earned it in. Just a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. Word solid. And I guess people who are not educated enough, and I don't even mean by school. I don't even mean like you had to go to college, and just from being aware of how to not get grifted and scammed out here by a fraud. If you have enough of that so where you can't get got, and you know someone who is pandering and just full of crap, you know exactly what she's doing. You already know the whole game plan. And it seems like everybody does, because the Breakfast Club had another doctor on there to expose the hell out of her. Amazing.
In an era where social media has turned a lot of people into mental health influence.
For sure.
How important is licensing when somebody is giving, relationship or trauma advice to millions of people?
I personally find it important to be licensed. For myself, it's important because it makes sure that I'm ethically sound.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that people are safe around me. Make sure that I'm continuing all my education credits. Make sure that I'm getting all the training. Because it's one thing, we got a lot of therapeutic language being slang about people calling you gaslighter and narcissist, and we got all the words, but people don't really know what happens next in terms of healing.
Yeah. Did you see our interview with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant?
I saw clips.
Okay. So when we were getting ready for that interview, I called one of my friends. Her name is Dr. Shonda Reynolds. And she was saying that to me because I was mentioning
Patient Dr. Shonda?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the homie. Come on.
That's my sister. We went to high school together, all of that. But yeah, she helped me prep for that interview because there was so many different things that you have to go through.
It's very nuanced.
The conversation we're having with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant takes away from the conversation we should be having about the real issues that some people have getting licensed. And I know you're licensed as a therapist, so I don't know if you have anything that you've experienced when you were going through your process.
Not anything to that extent, but licensure is incredibly challenging to get through. I don't think people understand how much schooling, how many hours of practicum and how many hours of internship you have to undergo. And then the test itself is difficult. And then the licensing board. And then you have to sit for a certain number of direct and indirect hours, which means a therapist who is more experienced than you sits in with you every week and you talk about your sessions.
Yeah.
What went well, what didn't go well. And it could be challenging for a number of reasons, because sometimes you can only, you rise to the level of your help. If you don't have incredible supervision, it's going to dictate how thorough and how effective you are as a therapist in the long run.
She got caught. I don't know why she keep trying to play this game. It's a wrap. You should just cut your losses. Time to skedaddle. It's not going to keep working. People, they might have failed for it early on, but I don't think they're going to continue to. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the hype button. Watch more videos. Knowing me, I put out a bunch today.